Drop the ball.
Yo, what's good? It's your man Zobeone Knobe of Nomadhoops, man. I'm out here in Southeast DC at Berry Farms, man. This out here is a legendary court. This is where they hold the Goodman League. And not only that, I got the chance. I actually had the plug. Didn't know I had the plug because it's family. You know what I mean? For those who don't know, this right here is Rawls. He's the commissioner of the Goodman League. How you doing now?
I'm good, brother. Good to be here. Appreciate you.
Man, it's crazy. It's ridiculous how close. I mean, like for years, I've known about the Goodman League. And for years, I've known about Berry Farms. But I just found out recently, like I said, that there's a relation here, a family that's close by. I've been dying to play out here. I'm 40 years old now, so it's a little too late.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I tried a little bit. Let me ask you a question. So, where did it start before you became the commissioner of the Goodman League?
Well, it started right here in 1977. I'm Berry Farm, Southeast DC, born and raised. We had a league called the Berry Farm Community League. It was just community driven, about 4 or 5 street teams, the streets. Then we had Parkchester, Galloway's, which was down the avenue. Not many outside teams, just the neighborhood. And that was started by Irvin Brady, who was a resident. Carlton Reed, may he rest in peace. These were guys that were working in the rec department. Morty Hammond and JC. We started off playing softball. We had softball league up on the field. So after softball, according to Irvin Brady, they was like, well, what we gonna do now? Softball over. So they started basketball. And you talking about some competitive, because Berry Farm had some real athletes down here. We had some athletes down here. So the competition was always stiff. And it was like junior high. If you was in high school, they didn't really want you playing. It was basically junior high. So that's where it started in 1977. And when I was in junior high, my announcing skills came. Irvin Brady gave me my announcement. I was just doing stuff from the sideline, making jokes and stuff from the sideline. And then one day he came down with this little box in the microphone, and that's where my commentary jumped off. I had no idea it was going to be like it was. I was just bullshitting around with it. And so the league lasted, man, like I said, started in 77, and I left to go in the military in 83.
So that was a minute ago. Let me ask you this. So one of the things that I know that, okay, so you say you were born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised. Have you ever lived anywhere outside of DC prior to going to the military?
No.
Great.
Born here in 62. And been Berry Farm to this day.
See, so that's where my questions come in at, right?
Yeah.
So when you left, what military installation did you end up going to first?
Well, back then, after I graduated in 80, I graduated from Ballou Senior High School in 81. Worked, always had jobs. But I was pulling trash, doing stuff like that in government buildings. So I was like, this ain't really what I want to do. And they was hustling in this hand. Either put the drugs in your hand. This job wasn't this, and everybody was doing drugs, and selling drugs, making money, buying nice clothes. I was still wearing the same clothes all week. 16 people in my family, so I made a decision. One Sunday we was watching football at the house. It was our normal routine. Every Sunday, my mother cooked dinner. We watched the game with my father, and this Army commercial pops up. The Be All You Can Be
in the Army
commercial with the track going across the. I said, shit, fuck it. Maybe I just joined the military. I don't know. So I got up that next morning and caught the bus uptown, and I went in. Back then, they had all of them on the same block. Army, yeah. I went in each one of them. The Navy said, no, you got a kid, which I'm glad they did say no, because me and them, me and them uniforms when they never got along.
Like I said, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that. Because when my father made his decision to go to the branch he was gonna go into, it was based off of the uniform somewhat.
Yeah, I'm glad that me and the Navy uniform wouldn't have worked out. So I go next door to the Air Force, same thing. You know, you married, Marines said the same thing. So I went in the Army, you know, got situated with the Army. Long story short, joined the military in '83 and had a 12-year career in the infantry. A black man from Southeast DC Berry Farm. Infantry means you in them goddamn woods right there.
That's right.
You got to be an outdoors man, and that I wasn't.
I think a lot of you that come from up this way, when y'all end up coming down, if you say you was infantry, I mean you've been to North Carolina.
I went to, my basic was in South Carolina.
In South Carolina.
Was at Fort Jackson.
Fort Jackson.
I left Jackson and went to Fort Benning, Georgia.
That's what
had a pretty decent military career, man, but that's the route I chose.
Okay.
Rather than trying to sell drugs and be something that I wasn't, because I didn't want those consequences.
Right.
So I went in the military. Got out the military in '95 and was like, okay, I gotta use my military background now to get me a job where I could, a career job. And I come out here and worked. So I worked security for about a year. Worked at Smithsonian. Then I got lucky. I had my girlfriend at the time had a friend that worked with the Federal Protective Service. I got that job. I worked that job as a Fed for 25 years. So I retired in April of 22 after those 25 years. But I took over the Goodman League in '96. That summer '95, it was August. When I came home, came down the alley, looking to play back in the league. Everybody was sitting on the curve out there, and they was playing like 3-on-3s. I'm like, where the league at? And ain't nobody want to run the league. I said, what? They said, yeah, you run it. So August, it was too late. So the summer of '96, I took over the league. And as they say, the rest history.
Do you think that possibly some of that military like mindset, organization, and things of that nature kind of gave you a little push to want to be the face of the league?
Growing up, leaders to me are not made, they're born. And I think coming up, I was, for some reason, a born leader. I was the leader of back then we had little crews. There were number 4 of us, but I was always like the leader, the voice, you know, so I took that into the military. It was kind of rough a little bit, trying to adapt to, you know, folks in your face, especially the white drill sergeants in your face, shooting the shit with you. But the military definitely, that's where I got my organizational and take charge attitude from. I learned from, I had some good sergeants in the military, so so running this was easy.
What would you say your like most legendary game that you've seen out here?
First legendary game we had was the first and 1 game. Yeah, no, we weren't going this way at the time. We were going that way.
Right.
And 1 said they ready to get their ass whipped. Okay. Hey, look here, this is a basketball game. All that off the head and all that. No. We keeping this gangster. Yeah, all that off the head. I'm just warning you, because my man Trouble Smith do not play like that. MC for A1, I'm gonna show you how I do it my way. I'm like Frank Sinatra. I'm gonna show you how I do it my motherfucking way. Move them.
No bleachers, about, no exaggeration. You can go on YouTube and pull it up. About 4,000 people here. They were all over the fence, and they were everywhere. And on top of that, looking at the trees right there. And on top of that, pavilion, people parked their cars down there, stood on top of the trunks, man. It was amazing. That was the first big game. that we had.
So Baby Shaq played Hugh Jones.
Yeah, Shaq, Morton, and Lonnie was there on L-Train group, and one at the time. And we got together, man, and got that game. We ended up having, I want to say, four games down here with them. The regular Bury Farm guys, the regular DC hoop was before KD and them, because like I said, DC was full of talent, so the games were, back then I had, I think, 10 teams, and 10 teams had 10 players on there that could flat out boogie. So, you know, wasn't no bullshit. If you couldn't play, you wasn't playing with none of those teams. They wasn't picking up anybody. So it was 5 subbed out. The next 5 was just as good as that starting 5. So the games were, once I changed, and when I first started, it was still like community. And then after, I think, 3 years, the talent level kind of melted down, and I said, I gotta change this. So I opened it up for outside NCs to come and play, and that just took it to another level. So that's when the Greg Joneses, the D Knights, the Kurt Smiths, all the DC hoopers that could flat out, that's when they started coming down. So before that, it was before KD and them. We had our own shit. Before the NBA guys were coming, we were lit down here. But nobody was coming. The cameras, you know, the TVs, no coverage.
Right.
You know, they was like, okay, it's just them niggas down there in Southeast, blah, blah, blah. And,
what can you say about the night that KD came out here and dropped 60? But he was also out here and he was playing against P. Shitty, correct?
That was P. Shitty, a.k.a. P. Shitty. Gerald Brown, rest in peace, Baltimore guy. So KD was playing as a high school kid. That's when he was making his mark. He was killing him, Ty Lawson, Beasley, Nolan Smith, them young boys, man. They were shitting on grown men that could play. I'm talking about college dudes, the pro guys that were playing. They were KD and them was grown. So that particular game with P. Shitty, Gerald Brown was like that. Out of Baltimore, had the handles, and that game was so legendary because they were going at it. There was 4 other bad motherfuckers on the teams.
Out there at the same time.
Yeah, but they were just as in all as the fans were. So they was like, I mean, they was going. KD would shoot that motherfucker from here. P. Shitty would come back and bop, 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 and get KD hands up. And, man, that's the most watched Goodman YouTube game on the Goodman YouTube. That joint was like, that was a thriller. Another KD special game was one day it was packed. We were going this way. Had these bleachers, thanks to Nike. And so the word was KD was coming to play. So packed. So 9 o'clock, no KD. So Tony, his brother, sitting right next to me on the bench. I said, hey man, your brother said he was coming to play? Because I didn't know you. So anyway, we get him on the phone and I said, hey man, it's about 2,000 motherfuckers down here waiting on you to come down here. So he pull up, shoes in his hand. So when he came through the gate, man, they started roaring and cheering, and he came out there, shit. They was going at his ass, and then the crazies, that's the BF crazy section, like the Duke crazies, they was giving him shit and all that, and man, they woke up with Sleeping Giant that night. I want to say he dropped about 50 that night. And the fans normally gone by 10. We were out here to damn near midnight that day, because he didn't get here till 9, and normally they'll get up and leave. Because my rule was always, I got you till 10 o'clock. After 10, you're on your own. But that day, they stayed because he said he was coming. And I think at the time he was living in Crystal City, so it didn't take him long to get across that bridge, and it was worth the wait. that was another legendary KD game. But
look, check this out, Miles. Look, if there's anything that you want to say that's promoting the league, anything promoting the area, anything personal that you wanted to say that you just want to get out there, this is a platform for it.
The videos and all of that that don't compare to the actual atmosphere and the way we play, the setup, how we do things. I mean, I've been in New York. They got good vibes up there. Been to other outdoor leagues, but we do it a little different down here. And we got the best MC in the land.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so yeah, 20, we're coming up on season 28. And now you see what's taking place here. This is what they call gentrification. If you look all the way over there in the far background, those were the houses. Those are the houses that they couldn't tear down. They have to go in. You know, they had to do them from the inside out.
Inside out.
Because for the historical purposes. Yeah. So some of the best bunk. The league guys don't play no more, and that's fine. You know, every good thing come to an end when it comes to that. We had a good run with that when Gil was here, bringing the whole damn Wizard team. You know, and then that was fire. That was absolute fire. You know, you got league dudes coming down to play, all-star that was coming down to play 3-4 days a week, calling me at the last minute, hey man, because he was hooked. The fans gravitated to him, and then when he came, he got baptized the first time he came. Oh yeah, he came with bullshit. Dirk Payne out of Coolidge, dogged him, blocked his shit, dunked on him. Yeah, he came bullshitting that first day. So that second day, he called me, can I play today? I said, yeah, you play. Let me find out what team I'm going to put you on. But he was coming, man. Then he got hurt, still coming. And like I said, you look on the floor, you got 6 Wizards and 2 on the bench. Karan, all of them.
Oh yeah,
Karan played a couple games. Sean Stevenson, Dre Blanche was a regular down here. Oh, they was playing every day. Yeah, that era was about a 3-year run where it was, I'm talking about ladies, Rawls, from that end of the alley. The alley was the show. That's where but I'm over here now from the game. I ain't see all that, you know, till I go out at halftime. And you look out there, I'm talking about
everything is out.
Eye candy, everything you want. And Gil was staying, you know, KD and them was giving autographs, but they used to park on the court. I used to let them park on the court, so this was my little, because we were going that way. So this was my VIP, like parking. You know, you had roses. Gil was bringing a different $400,000 car every time he came.
Yeah, he came in the Maybach.
Man, the Maybach, he had everything. Sean Stevenson had his white, the rose. This was like a parking lot. This is it, man. May 29th is Miles Rawls Day, and then the next day, we boogie for 7 days a week, man, for 3.5 months, man, inside these gates, man. So just go to my website is up, GoodmanLeagueLive.com, and we got a Goodman League YouTube. We're gonna have this year we're gonna be live streaming. We signed a deal with Red Coil Universe, where you'll be able to live stream the games live. Stay on my website for that. Goodman League Instagram, man, is inside the gates. So, man, yeah, so I appreciate the call, man. And normally don't get winter interviews, but I told Sid, I said I would do it for you, Sid. But I appreciate you reaching out, brother. It's humbling.
I greatly appreciate that.
Humbling, very humbling. That, for sure. Appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you in the summer, man.
For sure. Look, man, look, I'm Zobeone Knobe. Don't act like you don't know me. You know me. Zobe, it's Nomadhoops, man. We out.
Yeah, you heard what he said.